This is how Shania Twain spends her millions. Shania Twain is one of the musicians that played a key role in the revival of country music. The $400 million net worth of the Canadian country artist is backed up by a string of successful singles and accolades. We'll speak about how she spends her millions of cash today. But hey, before going on with our video, hit that subscribe button to watch more videos like this one. Now, let's get going. Over the previous 2 decades, country music has grown in popularity. From the late 1960s through the early 1990s, when disco, punk, rock, new wave, R&B, and hip-hop were all on the rise, country music was pushed to the side. While country music records and the musicians who sing them have long been popular in specific circles, it has only been since the mid-90s that they have begun to attain widespread popularity again. And happily, one of them is our very own Shania. Shania and how she got the millions of net worth. Shania Twain has a net worth of $400 million as a Canadian country singer. She is one of the most well-known country singers of all time and has more than 25 years of experience in the music industry. Her singing profession has provided her with the majority of her earnings. Her debut album was released in 1993, but it was not a commercial success. Her second album, issued 2 years later, fared considerably better, and it was at this time that people began to notice her and the music she made. Come On Over, her most popular album, was published in 1997. This album went on to sell 40 million copies worldwide and is credited with establishing her international prominence. The version of Come On Over that was published globally, according to the official charts, was modified to give it a more pop vibe. The hits You're Still the One and Man appeared on this album. I Feel Like a Woman, which charted in both the standard and country single charts, was a hit. She went on to record 2 more albums following Come On Over, but this one is still her best-selling. In total, she has sold more than 85 million records throughout the world. Celine Dion is the only Canadian female singer who has sold more than this. Her fame has grown in the streaming age, with millions of people listening to her songs each year through a streaming service. Journey to becoming a millionaire. Shania Twain's early life was far from prosperous. Poverty, homelessness, a lack of food, depression, and violence were all part of her daily life, and music served as an outlet for her. Her ambition to make a better life spurred enormous aspirations, which she managed to realize over all difficulties. Her family was poor when she was a child. Food was sparse, and their home was located in a rural location. To augment their food source, she grew up cutting wood and hunting. Her parents frequently battled violently with one another, and her mother was depressed. Despite the fact that her home life was far from perfect, Shania kept quiet about her troubles for fear of the authorities separating her family. In 1979, she persuaded her mother to relocate the family to a homeless shelter in Toronto. They moved back home with their stepfather 2 years later, and Shania began singing in bars for tips to help support her family. She was paid $20 every night for performing between the hours of midnight and 1 a.m. She was 8 years old at the time. When she was 10 years old, she began creating her own songs, spending the millions. As hard as it is to keep your life private while being one of the biggest stars, Shania has been pretty successful in doing exactly that. Collecting information on her spending was as hard as finding salt in the sand, seriously. But we still have gathered some information for you. As far as we know, this millionaire likes to buy house, and not just any average looking, her houses are magnificent. One of our favorite houses of hers is her home in the Bahamas. Shania Twain has a house in the Bahamas called Old Fort Bay, which is an extremely elite and guarded enclave. The house is 7,000 square feet and situated on 1 acre of oceanfront land. A spacious movie room, a spacious kitchen and rear balcony, high ceilings, and a dining room that opens out to a terraced dining space are all included in the 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom property. In the back, there's a large pool area with both a pool and a jacuzzi that is partially protected by a gazebo construction. Twain reportedly placed the property up for sale in June 2019. Sotheby's put a $10.95 million price tag on it. Twain also has a cottage in the Lake of Bays area of Ontario, which is known as Shania Twain House, Lake of Bays. The musician, who is known for her secrecy, has yet to release it to the public. This is owing in part to the fact that the singer experienced a serious stalker issue while staying at the home, and even went so far as to request a restraining order, which resulted in a guy named Dr. Giovanni Palumbo being arrested and sentenced to prison. For a long time, the 51-year-old doctor had been writing Twain love letters, which had become more passionate. The man followed the singer to her home in the city and even attended her grandmother's burial. As a consequence, accusations were brought against him. Twain also had a luxury apartment in New Zealand's South Island for a length of time. The opulent estate features a helicopter, stables, a swimming pool, jacuzzi, and games area, as well as various cottages with multiple bedrooms and ensuite bathrooms. The resort was acquired for $21.5 million by Twain and her then-husband Lang in 2004. Lang presently owns the estate outright and has just opened it available to visitors. The country music pop phenomenon once possessed a lovely property in the upscale Marco Island neighborhood of Florida. The Estates, as it is known, is a section of the island's southeastern quarter that is predominantly occupied by multi-million-dollar residences. The Estates has a beautiful view of the lake, and the entire property is water direct. As of now, the typical home in the neighborhood is about $1.7 million, while the most expensive property is worth $4.95 million. So, what is Shania Twain's net worth? Despite the fact that her popularity peaked in the 1990s, Twain remains one of the most successful musicians in the world. Twain is reported to be worth $400 million according to recent sources. Besides buying and selling houses as she likes, she recently also shook her fans by showing the inside of her bedroom. On Instagram, the singer released a video from one of the bedrooms inside, and her followers were blown away. Many people responded on the comment section, with one person writing, "Her residence, oh my word," said one person, while another added, "What a lovely home. Right now, the beach sounds fantastic. I wish I could be there." Shania is seen preparing her bed, a white wooden type with cream Baroque bedding that matches the drapes, before racing out onto the balcony with two white rockers, from which she can take a short trip across the lawn to the beach. The oceanfront home is situated on 1 acre of ground with 7,000 square feet of internal space in the exclusive gated neighborhood of Old Fort Bay. There are 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms in all, as well as a spacious cinema room, a spacious kitchen, and a pool and jacuzzi. Shania listed the house for $10.95 million in June 2019. This listing has since been taken down. However, it is now available on mybahamasrealtor.com for $12.9 million. What do you think of Shania and these luxurious spendings? Don't forget to let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Also, hit the bell icon button so that you'll get a notification whenever we post a new video.